Hello everyone, I just want to welcome you back to my YouTube channel. And today is Wednesday the 25th, and I believe it's just a little past midnight. And today I'm going to be recording part 2 of the journal vlog about finding love in uncommon places. I'm not really going to go back and repeat anything that I've said in the previous video. I'm just kind of going to pick up where I left off. So again, I'm in a public place, so if you hear some noise in the background, that's why. So today's video, what I'm going to do is speak a lot about like some personal experiences that I've had as it pertains to this subject, or leading into the subject, about finding love in uncommon places. So as I stated, for the past 7 years I've been going through this trial, and one of the weapons that I believe the enemy has been using is disappointment. Over the past, I would say 7 years, definitely the last 5, I have dealt with a lot of disappointment, like disappointment after disappointment after disappointment, from people close to me. Another thing that I have dealt with is let's see, how do I put this? Of course, betrayal. I mentioned betrayal and rejection. So these are like, I see them as intense weapons that the enemy has used to come against me over the past 7 years consistently. So as I stated, well, I don't know that I stated this in the previous video, but I mentioned about going through where the situation started and the fact that it started in church. And I do want to preface that by saying that, you know, as I always say, you know, there's good and bad in everything. Even, unfortunately, God's kingdom. And sometimes you encounter people that don't necessarily represent them well, or because of just human behavior, decide not to do what's right for whatever reason. I do also want to say that I'm not angry, nor have I given up on church people, Christians. I recognize that we're all in a process. We all make mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes impact other people's lives. But by no means, you know, have I given up, or I guess I don't know how to say it. I don't feel that I'm angry at Christians, at all Christians. I am just trying to get through a tremendous heartbreak as a result of something that happened in church. And so I did, unfortunately, end up leaving church. I really haven't been consistently in church for quite a while now, almost these entire 7 years. I've gone here and there, but I haven't really connected like I was. But as I always say, you know, although I left church, I did not leave God. And I honestly feel like my relationship with the Lord now is even more it's stronger, believe it or not, because of having walked through this. So I'm going to talk a little bit about these two major hurts in my life, heartbreaks. Of course, the first one being this situation. And what I like to say is that, like, I mean, like, with both of these situations, like, nothing in my life prepared me for the level of heartache, heartbreak that would happen in me as a result of these two, I guess, betrayals. And I remember, I don't know that I've actually healed from it. I think I've just kind of pushed it aside because I have been going through like attack after attack after attack. I really haven't been able to process it all. And when it really first started, there was a season where I couldn't even, it was such a tremendous heartbreak. Just the thought of it would just bring this weeping over me. And I'm not necessarily a crier, but it was such a tremendous heartbreak that I would just find myself weeping just at the thought of it. And for a long time, I couldn't even pray, because when I would pray, it was like that thing was just beneath the surface and it would come bubbling up, and I just couldn't handle it emotionally. And I think that's kind of still where I'm at with it. Although time has passed and I am prayerfully in the place of forgiveness, because I've just had to go from one attack to the next, like from survival mode to survival mode. I haven't really processed it. I haven't really allowed myself to feel the depth of the pain that I need to probably feel in order to be healed of it. So I'm not really going to go into all the details of what happened, nor am I going to call names or anything of that nature. I just know that now I have a connection and a compassion for people who have been hurt by church people, who went through some type of church hurt, and for whatever reason they decided to walk away from God. Thankfully, I had strong enough teaching and strong enough word in me to be able to separate God and his character from his people even, and recognizing that people don't always represent God well. So that's why it's important to know God for yourself and to know his character. So when someone doesn't do what's right or misrepresents him, you can always go back to who God really is, who you know him to be based on his word and based on his promises. So that is what has kept me and sustained me, as well as just being so faithful for so long and so committed, and just having strong teaching. The very place that hurt me so deeply, if I had not been in that place receiving that kind of word, I would not have been sustained, I believe, through these past 7 years. So that's the first situation. I'm looking at my clock and I'm running out of time. I was hoping to get both of these in. So I'll pick up, because I'm afraid I'm going to end out of time. So I'm afraid I'm going to run out of time. So I'm going to go ahead and just end this one. So this will be part 2, and I'll pick up with the second betrayal in part 3. Thank you so much for listening. Bye now.